What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next war recap video. And this was the war. For those of you guys that don't know, we set up a war with Rising Honor was the clan that they went to, but it was about, I think the numbers I got were like 17 and I don't know, 17, 13. I don't know, half and half almost, Black Lodge members and Rising Honor members. Black Lodge has way too many Town Hall 10s for us to match them, so this was the best way to do it. They just sort of, fit things in there, and we moved people around to where we could get a fair matchup, and get, we missed on a couple that we've tried lately, so really wanted to get the numbers right. We actually missed trying against the Black Lodge before this, and this one we got right. So props to everybody that helped set the war up. It was a very fun war. Obviously, you see the results here did not go in our favor, but it was good. We had a good time, and it was a very good learning experience for us. We fought hard, and Black Lodge and Rising Honor came out very hot, and all of them. Props to you guys. Excellent attacks across the board and very good base design. They've got Keo over there, my boy Keo. Gotta love him. Very slick base designer, and a lot of them gave us trouble. You'll see here that I think there is 10. The Town Hall 10s were 2-starred, and then there were 10 Town Hall 9s that did not get 3-starred by us. So, we struggled with their bases. Some of our guys really stepped up and shined. Some of people, had bad wars. It happens. Of those 10 Town Hall 9s that did not get 3-starred, 4 of them were 94% plus. So, very close on some of the attacks. Some things just didn't go our way. But we got beat, and that's going to happen, especially when you're seeking these very difficult, very high-level matchups like Black Lodge and Rising Honor guys. It's going to happen eventually. They're going to have a good day. You're going to have a bad day, and this is going to be the outcome. So props to everybody over on the other side. Keep your head up to everybody at OneHive. There was a lot of good stuff in this war. I know we're going to come away from this war better because of it. So I am very glad we got the matchup, and we're going to continue to try to get these kind of matchups. But some very awesome attacks to show. I've got a live attack coming out. I'm actually going to do the recap first because I know if I did the live attack, I'd get a million questions. Who won? Who won? So I'm going to go ahead and do the recap, and then I'll show my live attack later in the afternoon. And I'm going to show some attacks from both sides in this recap. So that'd be a first time for that. Number 10, Lord Byron, taking on BA from Rising Honor. Just a very good attack. And looking at this base, I mean, it was just well thought out because what he brings here, you see the 4 witches and the 2 golems, and then he's got a golem in the CC. So he's bringing the 3 golem, 4 witch push on his kill squad, and they just tear through this base. They get so deep. And because this guy BA has a lot of his air defenses bunched up, he gets a lot of the air defenses taken out, and then just comes in on the back end with those 16 balloons and just absolutely demolishes this base. So here you see he's starting the attack, just dropping a few, dropping his golems down. A few witches go ahead and go down, or excuse me, all of his witches go down. A few wizards behind it to try to create that funnel. One golem did sort of wrap around, but that's okay. It did a lot of tanking, and that wizard and a witch followed it around the base and did a lot of good. Drops the jump spell there. Everything else working its way in for the most part. Those golems getting out front doing the tanking. King and Queen going in right there, locking on. Going to take all that out. The Queen's taking out those balloons. They loaded their CCs with balloons. All of them had 3 or 4 balloons in there. And they, props to them. They know us. They know our strengths. They know our attack style. They get to see it every day on the YouTube channel. So they knew that we were coming golem heavy, and anti-golem heavy is a lot of, a very hard lure to sort of discourage that and just say, hey, I'll bring 2 or 3 golems and then load it with balloons. It was effective, and it made things tough on us, and we didn't adapt quick enough. But very good job on this attack. The golems did get a big push in there. The Queen's still doing work. You see all the air defense are down, and all these balloons coming in, just absolutely demolishing the outside defenses that are left there. He's got a couple balloons still left in the bag. All the defenses are down right there. Boom, there they go. So just absolutely killed it. I believe actually Byron had a 6-star war. One of the guys that stepped up and just shined. Very good job, Lord Byron. Keep it up, buddy. All right. moving on. Let's look at Shadow. This was a sweet attack. Uh, you know, to me, this is a I could be wrong about this, but this is a Keo base. This is the type of stuff he loves to do to really try to trip you up. You see all those air defenses up on the top side there, and not a lot on the bottom. So Shadow does a really good job exploiting the weaknesses of this base. The king and queen are down low, so a normal person would think, okay, I'm gonna come in from the bottom. Well, it just completely eliminates any type of air attack from the backside. No chance of getting the queen plus another air defense or anything like that. So he just comes in from the top with a couple of golems. I think he had 4 witches as well. So really just putting a lot of tanking out front, letting his queen do her thing. King goes down, but the king goes for a walk here. It turns out not to be too detrimental because the king really takes a lot of stuff out around the outside of the base and does some tanking as well. But didn't quite get that funneled in there properly. Drops the jump and a rage spell for his kill squad. All those balloons go down. Those witches are still sending everything in. The queen's doing her job. Right there, they finally about to get into those heroes. You can see the Skelly still spawning, starting to take those heroes out. Right there, they're on the queen now, and she's going to go down pretty quickly. Boom, she's down. Right here, taking out the last air defense, and now here come the balloons. Just this right here was pretty nice, sending in that giant. That's going to tank for everything. So for, what is this, probably 4 or 5 shots of each one of those defenses, they were doing nothing besides hitting a giant on the ground. So that was a very nice move. And then, just the defenses look how quickly they're getting taken down. When you have those balloons spread out like that, just absolutely demolishes bases. Right there, one of the last things that can hurt the balloons go down now, is you got to worry about is that Archer Tower in Tesla, and there is a big wad of balloons heading that direction. You see the king still doing work down here. So really, that king took out probably 30% of the base just in trash and stuff. So maybe it was a blessing that he actually did not get funneled in and went around the base. But the queen's on the town hall. Balloons and the king are taking out the last few buildings, and just a very nice 3-star. Good job, Shadow. All right, Stahli. Let's move down a little bit. There were some good attacks. I'm going to use some of these middle ones. I'm going to do a cleanup attack and just different things with those. But I always get a lot of requests for these lower guys with lower heroes hitting these bases. Here you go, Stahli. 16-16. By no means high level heroes. What we'd call pretty low, actually. I mean, not low, but early heroes for Town Hall 9, just above what we require, actually. Coming in at the bottom here, just dropping 2 golems, really spreading those wizards out, getting that nice wide funnel, and even drops those 1 hogs on those mortars. That's beautiful. Really like that, by the way, Stahli. Stahli is another one that I think stepped up and had a 6-star war, so absolutely killed it. Good job to you, buddy. Witches, golems, everything moving in, just working its way up into the core of the base. You see that Stahli also elected for that 2 golem 4 witch combo. Seems to be pretty popular and seems to be pretty effective. Just gives you that extra, tankage out there. Those skeletons, those regenerating tanks that just keep coming out, keep distracting things, allow your king, queen, your wizards to just sit back and really do a lot of damage to the base. Right here, you'll see that the king's locked on. It's about to take out the queen right there. Boom, she goes down just a few swipes, and you'll see just a good section of this base already wrecked. And the heroes are both still up. Still got a golem doing some tanking, and now just dropping a few giants, and then basically like it's surgical, but almost like a 4-finger drop, basically. Hogs coming in from both sides, just taking out those point defense very quickly, and then dropping that heal spell right there where he knows they're all going to converge on those 3 Teslas, 2 wizard towers. So those hogs are going to be well taken care of. A few spring traps sent, a few flying, but for the most part, the hogs are getting the job done down to that last Tesla. Boom, everything's down. It's cleanup time. Queen still got her ability. Just killed it. Beautiful attack. I mean, that's picture perfect. Absolutely killed it. All right. As soon as that goes down, we will move on and look at one more of ours. And then, like I said, we're going to actually look at some of my favorite attacks of theirs. 28. Boom. Cheatham. Cheatham came over from Genesis to do a war with us. Again, we had to do some moving around to get the numbers right. If you want to get matched up, you really got to pay attention to all the details. So when we had certain people that fit a little bit better, we had to move it around. It's just part of it when you're trying to set these matches up. Like that minion right there, starting the funnel, and then sends the golem in with a few wizards just to continue making that funnel even a little bit wider. Drops the jump spell, and then right here he's about to send that king in, which will head straight for the jump. Wanting to get in here right here to the king's actually coming out to start hitting that wizard there. The queen locks onto him, which is good. He's going to go down pretty quickly with her beating on him. But right here, the king is about to get in there and use that ability. Boom, drops a rage, I believe, as well as using the king's ability. So they're moving in quickly. The king actually does get kind of wrecked by those CC troops, but luckily that queen's sitting right back there. He still had a golem up for a little while as she finished off the last few of those CC troops, uses the ability at the right time, and then finally locks onto that defensive queen and just gets her down in time. So boom, that was perfect. Then just start the air attack. I still say on these earlier bases, without the maxed out air defense, it's just better to GoLaLoon it. It's just overpowered. If those Town Hall 8 air defenses cannot handle it, it just the Lava Hounds provide so much cover for your balloons. And then again, this is not the most upgraded base. This is what we're talking about here. These newer Town Hall 9s. It's just, this attack is just OP. Because the thing is, even if you got max hogs, those giant bombs, if they have upgraded giant bombs, forget everything else. You can still have your hogs wrecked by giant bombs if they're placed properly, if your pathing is off, if something just kind of screwy happens, it can still wreck you. But this right here, you know what they've got, and the real power of it, it is not traps. It's not like hog attacks. It's more of a, pathing. It's more of a base setup, and it's more about the Lava Hounds going down too quickly, and that's not going to happen very often when they don't have those maxed air defenses. They don't have those maxed archer towers, wizard towers, things like that. So I just say that's the way to do it. Cheatham did it, and it was beautiful. Good job, man. All right, let's switch over. Obviously, I could show you a lot of attacks on their side that were good. Everybody over there did a great job and brought excellent attacks, but I'm just going to show you some of my favorites. I'm going to show you 3. Besides that, it was just very solid, very effective GoHos and GoLaLoons and things like that. But some of these were a little different, and what I thought had some neat elements to them. So looking here at T-Chill taking out Shadow, you see the base is spread here. You got the queen on one side, the king on the other. So what T-Chill does, it just drops a couple of golems up top here, drops a wizard or two, to create that funnel, and the queen basically right out in front of the king's section there. Now, what he's going to do here, which is pretty slick, is send this little kill squad in, take out the king and the CC troops. So sort of like and obviously, golems going in, taking out a section of the base, but sort of like you would normally on the queen side. But because the way Shadow has his queen set up down here, and most people would not attempt this or pick up on it, he creates a mini funnel down here for his king. You'll see he's dropping a wizard down here, and then a few minions up top, and then the king right there, boom, and a jump spell. So now the king is going to go right in there and take out that defensive queen. Now, that's a level 27 defensive queen. You don't want to try this without a pretty beefy king, but he's got that level 30 king. Uses the ability. Very, very nicely done. Now the queen's dead, the king's dead, the CC troops are dead. A section of the base is, and here comes just the surgical hog attack coming from both sides, essentially, left and right, dropping the heals where needed, just letting those hogs work their way through the base. Very patient on his hogs and his heals. Lets that section develop, get taken out, goes ahead and drops his second heal there, and then starts reinforcing with the rest of his hogs. Drops that giant over here with all that point defense right there. Very smart to bring a giant there. Well worth it for sure. Probably could have saved that second heal, but I don't know. I mean, this worked. He could target these a lot quicker, but a heal would have been nice here. But hard to critique this attack because it was very, very nice. You see he's got several hogs left over at the end of it. Has the queen up working on the town hall. Drops a few cleanup troops on the bottom. Just a very, very nice attack. Very slick coming in. Opposite sides with the king and queen like that. Not many people try that, and I'm sure if you did, not many people would be successful with it, but T-Chill was, so good job. All right, number 9. Let's look at Keo, our boy Keo, taking on Lala. Again, just a different style of attack. Coming in, he just sets up a little funnel down here and sends in a couple golems, I believe. Is it just one golem? Maybe it's just one golem here. Where are you coming in at? I think it comes in at the bottom. Yeah, just dropping a few minions, starting to create his funnel. Let's get this going so we can get right there. Then the golem goes down, a few wizards behind that just to create the funnel, and now he sends in some like a jump spell with like 8 witches. I mean, just swarms this with witches. He's able to drop them right there as soon as that last part of the funnel goes down. Some of them do stray still, but not a huge deal. A huge number of skeletons going to that core. Obviously, the queen goes down immediately. He still has his king and queen. You know, he hasn't sent that in, or his queen's down there. Still has his king to send in. They're working their way through. The CC troops start to come out. He just uses I believe he uses a rage. That jump spell right there. How beautiful is that? Right in that core. That's a weakness of this base. Now that jump spell has connected basically the entire base. All the threats, all the trap areas, everything's connected. And with 8 witches and God knows how many skeletons, they're going to, the little fingers are going to get all through there, trigger all those traps, and expose everything. So now you see he's got 14 hogs in the bag. That's perfect. He's just going to send them in on the side here, let them work their way around the outside of the base. Not a lot of traps, not a lot of danger. Drops the king there sort of for a tank for him. So just beautiful attack, just very, very nicely done. You see the bombs start going off here. The queen's still up, doing her thing. All those skeletons are still tanking for her right there. Hogs start coming in, and they're just going to work their way around the base. Still has a heal for him as well. Really doesn't need it because the king's tanking, the witches are tanking, and there's no, well, there is one giant bomb, but I don't even know if they trigger it. We'll start to fast forward here. Goes ahead and drops the heal for those last few defenses right there. They do trigger that bomb. All that's left is that Tesla, and it's just not enough. You see a lot of the base already cleaned up, not much left to do. We'll fast forward, but he's got probably, 4 or 5 hogs there left to do the job with a few witches and wizards. Just a beautiful attack. Good job, Keo. All right, let's check out one more. Fire Dragon versus 17. This was nice. HGH, to me, it's been sort of a gimmick. I've seen it done, but it was always on pretty weak bases. This is max D Town Hall 9, 20 heroes, and now he does have 29 heroes of his own, but still, to do an HGH on this, I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen a lot of this at high level, so very good job, Fire Dragon. Just drops his giants down, obviously some out of the CC and then some of his own, drops his healers and his heroes right here, some wizards to help out, and then just, sends everything in, and his giants kind of go put here. I mean, obviously, they're going to go fly into some spring traps right here. Boom, there goes a bunch of them. And the CC troops start coming out, and they just roast these giants because, I mean, still, you can't, giants under healer, that doesn't mean anything. But the queen's sitting back there. She's doing her thing. The CC troops start going down, and now that the CC troops are down, the healers just sort of lock onto the heroes and keep them up. You see right there, the heroes go through all that. They're at full health now. Everything's locking onto the king here. He's going to start losing some life, but obviously he's lasting a lot longer than he would have. Uses the ability, almost heals him back up completely right here. He's finally about to go down, but the whole time this queen's been working, and now he just comes in the backside with his surgical hogs, and he's got 3 heals for him. So you see that they took out a large, that kill squad, the HG, the healer, the giant, the heroes, they took out a big section of that base. And when you can do that and have, enough hogs and heals left over, it's pretty effective. So props to Fire Dragon on an attack that I don't see a lot and have not seen definitely at this level. So good job. The hogs are just moving their way around. He's got one more heal. Going to drop it right there in that group where that giant bomb is. And we'll start to fast forward as the last few defenses go down, and it's just cleanup time. So very well done. Very good attack by Fire Dragon. All right, guys, that is it. Again, big props. Congratulations to Rising Honor and to the Black Lodge guys that participated. All of you guys are beasts. Did very, very good attacks. Taught us a thing or two, and we will not forget it. Hopefully, we can do this again in the future because we did have a good time and learn from it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Hope you guys out there enjoyed the video. Until next time, Jake from OneHive reminding you guys to suck less.